Good morning and welcome to the morning show. I am Marshall Shore.
And I'm Melissa Farley. We're here at the
Fabulous Arizona Center.
And wow, that was really loud.
I know, somebody needs a muffler.
I don't think we've ever had that happen in the studio
and
before.
Theo sort of like, what are you talking about?
Oh, we heard it. It was super loud. I thought you were starting to fart, honestly, is what I thought was happening.
I'm not Pat.
No, but you're old. She said lovingly.
Read between the lines.
No, our favorite fairy is back. Courtney Fae Long is here, and we call her a fairy because she likes fairies. She loves fairies.
And she's such a sprite.
She is. She's little and fabulous. We are talking about some terms that can help you kind of understand.
Well, I mean, as we get ready to, as we're in the throes of Transgender Awareness Week.
Yeah.
So just kind of some of those terms under that umbrella. What do they mean? How can you be a better ally? How can you support folks who might not know even which term they would like to use? Yeah,
it's a very kind of clarifying conversation, and it all builds up to Transgender Day of Remembrance, which is an important day that deserves recognition. So keep it here and hang out with Courtney, Marshall, and I. So I know that you speak and orate in front of large groups fairly regularly, but I don't usually do that unless I'm acting. And so I did my first, I moderated a panel this last week.
Oh, how did that go?
Well, it went really good. It was in front of 400 people, and I didn't feel nervous. I didn't feel, but I brought my giant water bottle up on stage with me, and I knocked it over, and the whole thing spilled out. And I was just like, well, I'm just going to laugh at myself and use this as an icebreaker moment.
Right, exactly.
So, yeah. So, but other than that, it went really good.
Nice.
It's funny because I had just said, because a lot of the people that were there were not from Arizona, and that was one of the reasons that I got booked, was they really wanted somebody who was an Arizona native and loved local, and
right.
And so I had just made a joke about oh, how can you tell if someone's a native? We're the ones walking around with the giant water bottles because we know we live in a desert.
No matter what time of year, you always have that water around you because
it's
the desert. You got to hydrate.
And then, blop, boop. Yeah.
I'm hydrating the floor.
But you know what? The reason I brought this up is because I think it shows growth, because I would have been really hard on myself about that and kept dwelling on it, and instead I was just kind of oh well,
there's nothing you can, after it's done, there's nothing you can do about it, so just move on. And
yeah, so there you go. Growth moment
good for you.
I know. Okay, but we have Courtney here who has, what is it, the genderbread
the Genderbread Person.
It looks like a gingerbread, but it's the genderbread. It's as delightful as it sounds, and I think you're gonna really get a kick out of this conversation, and also learn some things.
Well, and it's Courtney, so you just gotta love Courtney.
Her dress is fabulous, by the way. So if nothing else, stick around for the dress and hang out with Courtney.
Makes me want Ruffles potato chips.
Oh, because of the collar? That's funny. I wanted blueberry yogurt, but that's okay. She looks fabulous.
Welcome back to the morning show. I am Marshall Shore.
And I'm Melissa Farley. We're here at the
Fabulous Arizona Center. And we're here with the fabulous Courtney.
We are. Courtney Fae Long is back. Yay!
Oh, so happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
Can we just take a moment to appreciate the dress, though? This is a work of art. The blue is beautiful. The collar is beautiful.
Oh, thank you. Gretchen Scott is the brand.
Okay.
Yep.
I love it.
Found it in Florida.
That looks like a Florida.
Doesn't it look like a Florida dress?
It does. It does. Okay, Courtney, so what are we talking about today? Because I see a little gingerbread guy back here.
Yes, we have the Genderbread guy. So today we're talking about Transgender Awareness Week, which is November 13th to the 19th, concluding with Trans Remembrance Day on November 20th.
Okay.
Yeah, so basically it's a week and then a day, to honor transgender and non-binary people, to honor their courage, and to also celebrate, and to create awareness and understanding and compassion. So gender can be really confusing, right? Because we were all raised with this idea that there's 2 boxes, male and female. What happens when someone doesn't fit in one of those boxes? What happens when someone's born in the wrong box? So today we're going to expand the conversation, clear up confusion, and we're going to start with the genderbread man.
Oh boy. Okay.
I should say the genderbread person.
Right, exactly. I was like, really?
No, wait a minute. So there's actually a few different components to gender, and understanding these is just, I find it so eye-opening. The first component to gender is identity. You see, the brain. Identity is how someone feels inside about their own sense of gender, their own sense of being a man, a woman, or perhaps non-binary, which we'll also talk about, or perhaps like more fluid. And so that's someone's internal felt sense. Gender expression is how someone shows their gender. Could be clothes, makeup, hair, style, all of those ways that we might express gender on the outside. And a lot of those were socialized in us, right? Like, I think back in the days of men wear pants, women wear skirts, right? Right? Just simple things like that. But that's where if you look at someone on the outside, you don't know what's going on inside of them, how they feel about their own gender.
Yeah.
And I was at a trans awareness training day years ago. They explained this, and they had a spectrum across the floor. They said at that end is completely feminine, at that end is completely masculine. And they said, you're going to close your eyes, feel into your own gender identity, and then place yourself on the line where you belong. Immediately my mind was like, well, I dress really girly, so I'm going to the feminine end. But when I closed my eyes and felt inside, I was like, actually, my felt sense of my gender is actually more in the middle. So that's where I ended up. Even though I'm cisgender, which I'll also explain that term too, but I think that in itself clears up so much. Mm-hmm. Don't you think?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so then we have biological sex or sex assigned at birth. That's more of the physical traits like anatomy, chromosomes, all the physical traits, hormones. And for sex assigned at birth, you hear that phrase a lot, and that's basically how a doctor deemed someone based on appearance. So that also doesn't always fit neatly into a male-female category because we also have intersex people whose anatomy doesn't fit into those 2 categories. It could be anatomy or even chromosomes.
Right.
And intersex people, we don't hear a ton about intersex people, but 1% to 2% of the population is actually intersex. So it's a lot more, than you might think. Then you have attraction, sexual orientation, who you're attracted to romantically or sexually. So all 4 of those can be different and fluid. Isn't that so cool?
That is cool.
So that's the Genderbread created by Sam Killerman. And if you want to find it online, just search for Genderbread.
Okay.
Genderbread Person, not Genderbread Man.
I love that visual. That's really cool. Yeah.
And gender diversity, it's been around for just eons. It's not anything new. It's just we talk about it more now. We've got new terms for it. But I think about even just a few decades ago, people like Annie Lennox, right, who played with gender expression, wearing, a suit and tie, very short hair, kind of more masculine features. And then Prince, who also showed up a little more feminine in some moments. And so kind of playing with gender expression is a really beautiful way of just honoring our authentic selves. Yeah. And that's what essentially the core message of today's segment is. Let's be our authentic selves.
Yeah.
Whoever that is, however that looks and feels to each of us.
I love it.
Indeed.
So we have a couple other terms that I wanted to clear up. Cisgender. Have you heard of this one?
Yes.
Yep. Okay. Cisgender means when someone's internal identity, their felt sense of their gender, matches with their biological sex. So that could be, let's say, someone who's assigned female at birth who feels like a woman, and that all matches up. So then we have transgender, or just trans for short. This is an umbrella term that includes anyone whose felt sense of their gender it doesn't match with their biological sex or sex assigned at birth.
Okay.
And so it's more of an umbrella term. It could be someone who actually has transitioned medically or even just socially transitioned. It could also include non-binary people. So trans is very kind of general umbrella word. Then we have non-binary people. Other words for this are gender fluid, gender queer, gender neutral. And non-binary, if you think of the word binary, that just refers to the two boxes of male and female, like, this one or this one. Non-binary people feel either that they don't identify with either of those or with both of them, or that it's kind of more fluid and can change depending on the moment or the time in their lives.
Okay.
And so that's where, I think that's where some of the confusion lies, because at least, I think 20 years ago, or maybe even 30 years ago, when I first started learning about these things, I didn't quite understand the non-binary as well as I understood, someone feels they're in the wrong body.
I think that's where I'm at too. Yeah, I have a harder time understanding non-binary.
Yeah. And I have a friend who identifies as non-binary, and she feels she's cisgender, like she's in the right body,
okay.
But there's sometimes where she wants to dress a little bit more masculine and even like literally look more like a man. Mm-hmm. There's times she might dress like really girly, and other times it just kind of depends on her mood, essentially.
Okay.
But that's where it gets kind of complex, because then we also all have masculine energy and feminine energy.
Yeah.
So that's the energies inside us are different than like how we identify in terms of gender. But if you think of masculine energy, it's typically the energy of like action taking, let's go for it, focus. Whereas feminine energies, like more relaxed and receiving and more nurturing, compassionate. And we all have both of those in us. And I know for myself, I feel like when I'm working or teaching, I'm totally in my masculine. Like, I mean, I'm certainly nurturing, but I'm like, I'm active and the masculine energy is also giving too.
Put on this boa.
Yeah, exactly. I bring boas for you to wear. Versus when I'm just at home chilling out, I'm more in my feminine energy.
Yeah, I relate to that too.
Yeah. So it's very complex, but I want to share some tips for how can we be better allies to trans people.
Please,
and people who they're not cisgender, but they are like, I feel like they're such a gift to us because they expand our hearts and our compassion and also just our understanding of each other as humans, right? So cool. So tip number 1 is don't assume anyone's pronouns. When you're, ordering a coffee at the coffee shop, instead of just saying sir or ma'am, just, basically relate to that person as a human. And you can even ask them, like, how do you identify? What are your pronouns? And also share your own pronouns. And that is a way to be inclusive and accepting. So that's one. Don't assume people's pronouns.
I have to, because I remember when this first started being a discussion point, and it felt like learning a little bit of a foreign language to me. And I walked in, Changing Hands was one of the first places that really embraced this, and they had like a sign up even at their cash register that was like basically that, like, don't assume anyone's pronouns, and try to avoid gendered language and titles. And I got so nervous when I went to check my book out the first time I was in there. I was like, thanks, pal. Like, I was like, I don't know what to say.
To be respectful,
yeah. Like, I was like, okay, that was awkward. But I mean, I've since gotten a lot more comfortable and it comes out more fluidly. But
well, a lot of times people have name tags on, and so I will just refer to the name. So that way it's not assuming anything.
Yeah. And I think it's gotten a lot more normal to ask, what their preference is. I just met the first person, and I know this is a thing, but I just met the first person in my encounter was they responded to any pronoun. And that's kind of what they said was like, I'll respond to any pronoun. And I was like, oh, that's a first for me. Yeah.
Yes,
okay.
yeah, some people do that. Yeah. Some people would be he or they or she or they, and some people it's like she, he, they. I don't care.
It didn't matter.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It's so fascinating. So the other thing is just generally be respectful. Just like you said. I mean, from what I've heard from trans community members, as long as someone's being respectful and trying, they cut them a lot of slack. Yeah. So you can kind of feel that that intention behind it. So that's important. And the other thing is just whenever possible, use gender neutral terms. Like instead of saying, you know, my husband or my wife, you can just say my partner or my spouse. It doesn't have to be all or nothing. I mean, I still say, like, we all need to be our authentic selves. And I feel like this is a topic we can walk on eggshells around, and then walking on eggshells kind of leads to disconnection instead of connection. So just remember, connect with the person from your heart. That's more important, I think, than even the words. But the words do matter too. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so we also have some flags. This is the trans visibility flag.
Indeed, and so a little bit of Arizona history. So where was this designed?
You're kidding. Was it in Arizona?
Here.
Right here in Phoenix.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Back in 1999 by Monica Helms.
Oh, that's so cool.
So the original flag that she made is sitting in the Smithsonian Museum right now.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's so cool. Oh my gosh, I had no idea. Yeah, so this is the trans flag, and we can wave it with lots of love and lots of celebration as we celebrate Trans Awareness Week and then Trans Remembrance Day on the 20th, honoring people that we've lost due to violence. So, of course, I feel like today's topic is very happy and joyful, but the reality is there is also a lot of violence towards trans people. So what we do in showing care and love, it really matters. It really makes a difference.
Absolutely. Thank you for taking the time to, I think, very easily and clearly talk about some of these things that people definitely can feel confused.
And sharing the gingerbread.
I love this.
Yes.
Yeah, this is fantastic.
Isn't it so fun?
And it's perfect for the holidays, I feel like, as we're getting close to the holiday season.
That's so true. And you can go online and print out your very own. It's not copyrighted, so it's free to use. Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think you might have your next cookie decorated.
I think I might.
Yeah.
I don't know. I really don't do well decorating gingerbread. They're going to look super weird, but
Well, the pumpkins were tasty.
they were not.
They were tasty.
They were horrible.
Well, they didn't look pretty, but they were tasty.
You're being generous, but thank you.
They were edible.
Okay, there you go.
Okay.
That's closer. Well, Courtney, it is such a pleasure.
Thank you
As
so much.
always,
Yeah.
thank you so much.
You're so welcome. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, and do you want to share where people can learn about you or contact you?
Absolutely. Yep. So you can find me at CourtneyFaeLong.com. I'm very happy to share my TikTok handle has changed back to at Courtney Fae Long. So it was a little different. It was Courtney Fae 222.
Oh, goodness.
So now all my social handles are all the same.
Oh, nice.
At Courtney Fae Long on
Congratulations.
Instagram. Thank you. Very grateful. So yeah, check out my website. I always have a free gift on there. I'm putting up a quiz pretty soon for how you can rate your spicy life and see if it's sizzling hot or
Spicy life.
It's a social media friendly term for your sex life.
Let us know when
Is
that
it
goes
fun?
live.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
I feel like I know what Marshall's score would be, but well, that sounds fun.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Okay, cool. Well, thank you again, Courtney.
Thank you.
We can't wait to have you back next month. It'll be the holidays officially.
No, I'm so
Yay.
excited.
Me
Yes.
too.
Yep.
Okay. Well, we're gonna keep waving our flags here loud and proud and
Indeed.
keep it right here. Don't go anywhere. We've got more cool stuff coming your way.
So, hey, Melissa, today we're talking about a building that was once pressed and pristine and has now been just pressed into dirt.
Oh, that's sad.
So right here, 333 North 7th Avenue, the mighty Milam Textile Services, the former Phoenix Laundry and Dry Cleaning Company, has taken its final spin. They say you can't stop progress, but you know, I am happy to mourn good architecture. This spot once shimmered with the hum of washers, the rattle of carts moving around, and the hiss of steam. And now it's all dust and real estate renderings. But before we wave goodbye, let's tumble through its fabulous history. It all began in 1909 when Phoenix Laundry first opened on this site, back when washing your clothes meant boiling water and praying. They handled linens for downtown hotels, hospitals, and fancy homes. It was hot, wet work, but business was booming. Until 1935, when disaster struck. The whole place went up in flames. But from those ashes sprung something spectacular. A new laundry palace in the slick style of the times. Streamlined, modern. And how was she modern? All curves and confidence like soap bubbles in a wind tunnel. This wasn't some drab warehouse, it was an industrial pinup. The facade gilded in smooth lines, the interior gleaming with an amazing lamella roof, a rare crisscross design that gave her ceilings high drama and a true vision of openness. You can feel the optimism of the 30s. Phoenix striding into the future, starching her collar and saying, "I may be dusty, but I am fabulous."
That's what I say about me.
You're dusty and fabulous?
That's right.
She was built in the same modern style as Hanny's department store, that chic downtown boutique of glass block and good lighting. Now also, if you make your way over to the livestock exhibit building at the fairgrounds, where the cows are served a sight of style as they are under the last local lamella roof. Enter the Millam family. They bought the Phoenix Laundry, and suddenly it had a whole new fresh scent of ambition. That mid-century started them having delivery services where they were delivering clean linens from Scottsdale to Sun City. Their trucks were gleaming white with streamlined lines across every vehicle, borrowed from the building. Many of the workers were local and toiled, pressed, and perfected. The rhythm of the washers, the hiss of the steam, it all became a soundscape of an industrial symphony. And they kept at it for generations. Up until it was time to call it wraps in 2019. After 84 years of service, the last dryer shut with a sigh and a loud thunk. But then came the developers and those windy city slickers. Preservationists cried, "Save her, she's our streamlined beauty queen." But City Hall said, "Let's iron out the wrinkles." 5 years of fierce debate, and later the inevitable happened. The bucket swung, a claw scraped, and Phoenix lost a stylish survivor. So here we are, where decades of steam once rose, a ghost of starch and ambition in the downtown breeze. They may have demolished the walls and ceiling, but the story still clings to Phoenix like a faint smell of freshly laundered on a vintage dress. My hope is the loss of the streamlined modern building does not go down in vain, but the city strives for something that reflects the heritage of the site, and instead of adding more generic mediocrity to our skyline, Phoenix, you can do better. And that's why you want to stick around for the morning show. We'll be bringing you more Arizona history, local love, and more Arizona.
Okay, so this is technically not it's not an event. I mean, it's something you can do. But it's not
okay,
like an event.
I'm kind of intrigued.
I know. Hold on, it just
Is it like trim
disappeared.
my toenails? Something I can do, but it's not an event.
Here we go. Okay, so you know our friend Cheyenne from Rowell Ranch.
Yeah.
So Cheyenne sent this in. They're doing something really cool. It is a pet food assistance program that they're doing for all through the valley.
Very cool.
And so they've partnered with it's Ascend/Meals on Wheels and Follow Your Heart Animal Rescue with Sandy's Tailwaggers and Heal Kids and Animals to launch this program. And it is for supporting homebound seniors and individuals in need. So, you know, there's kind of a lot happening right now, and it's not only just impacting humans, but it's impacting pets as well. And so they're hoping that through community donations and some volunteer support, that they can provide some free pet food and basic supplies to those Meals on Wheels clients who are, you know, also getting those deliveries. Yeah. And, you know, it's just trying to make sure that the people, along with their pets, are getting nourished, and, you know,
they're small loved ones.
Yeah. And, you know, a lot of times for seniors, people living alone, a pet is a family member. And if you're having trouble affording food, it affects that. So this is a really great thing. So I'm going to share some of the stuff that they are looking for. They're looking for dog and cat food, wet or dry, storage containers. They're also looking for gallon-sized Ziploc baggies, and volunteers are needed if you would like to get involved and actually volunteer to help bag, sort, and deliver all of the donations. You can also make a monetary donation if you're not able to go down and volunteer or drop anything off. You can do that at www.rowellranch, that's ROWELL ranch.org. And so they have multiple drop-off locations throughout the valley too, which makes it easy. If there's the Rowell Ranch Farm Sanctuary, obviously that is in Chandler. There's also Healthy Paws Market, and that is in Mesa. And then they've got Sandy's Tailwaggers, that is also in Chandler. So they're all East Valley. I'd like to extend an offer that if you don't want to drive all the way to the East Valley and you want to drop some at our studio, we're centrally located.
Will you make sure it gets there?
I will make sure it gets there, yeah. So you can drop supplies here at 400 East Van Buren Street. We're on the 7th floor of the tower that's right off of Van Buren. And yeah, if you drop supplies here for those pets, I will make sure that they get delivered to one of those locations. So I just wanted to share about that.
No, that's really cool.
Yeah, I know, because I'm not going to lie, I've been so just sort of devastated and torn up and focusing on the people that I really didn't think about, you know, pets also being impacted.
And for so many folks, those pets are their lifeline.
They really are. Yeah. So great way to get involved and be a part of a really good cause and give back this holiday season. If you have any questions or just want some more information, you can reach us at hello@onthemorningshow.com or on Instagram @onthemorningshow. And yeah, I hope to see a bunch of stuff get dropped off here. I might need some help if it's like the big old bags of food, but I'll figure it out.
I think we have some folks that might be able to help you around here.
Yeah, that'll be all good. Well, thank you in advance for, you know, opening your heart to something like this and being willing to get involved. If you do send something over, take a pic and tag us and let us know. We'd love to know how you're contributing and spotlight you and share the wonderful thing that you're doing. So thanks so much for watching The Morning Show. Keep it right here.